The third day in Jaipur started with a journey across the city towards Amer, and we ascended up. And as we got higher and higher, we were regaled with such wondrous views of the Aravali hills all around us. There were so many viewpoints and the beautiful Jal Lake which accompanied us as we climbed up. There were 3 forts we were going to cover today, and the first of these forts was going to be the Nahargarh fort. En route to Nahargarh fort, we first stopped at this huge step well, which was actually a very scenic viewpoint from where we could enjoy the views of the entire city of Jaipur. And here you can see the city spanning out around us. It was a stupendous view. It was a cloudy morning, and that's why there was a haze in the entire frame, but we could see way out far out the city palace as well as the Hawa Mahal. We then entered the first of the 3 forts, the Nahargarh fort. We entered through this arched gateway where we entered into this beautiful courtyard which was flooded with the morning rays of light. It wasn't really a huge fort, but what was really distressing was that every wall of the fort was defaced. We entered into these rooms, and there were all these corridors running across the fort, of course with the latticed windows through which the women could enjoy views, and then open courtyards like this one. It was a bright sunny morning, and a small little cafe at the back of the fort, very picturesque setting, was where me and Koki enjoyed a hot cup of tea, trying to chase away the steep coldness. The next stop was the Rajgarh fort. As we entered the fort, it wasn't very grandiose. It was very simple, but it was so because it was mainly used by the army, so we had wide open spaces. And then suddenly we entered through this small little pathway which led us to this beautiful garden and the most stupendous view of the entire Amer valley. What is interesting about the entire 3 forts is that they're surrounded by the Aravali hills. Here you can see the view from the canopy at that viewpoint. You can see a little lake there which supplied water to the Rajgarh fort, and the Aravali hills all around. On these hills were built the entire fort, which was built to protect the city of Amer, which was then capital of the royal family. There you can see the entire city of Amer lying there and the beautiful Amer fort. To me, this was the highlight of the day because we could see the entire Amer fort, the palace and everything within it from this strategic viewpoint. Please forgive the shaky video because we were trying to do this through metal bars. You could also see the little water body which supplied water to the forts. We then drove down to the fort of Amer, and as we entered, we were greeted by gardens which were surrounding the lake and hawkers which sold very interesting puppets and turbans on that ramp which led to the fort. We entered this fort through a huge marble door which was beautifully carved into a square thriving with people because it was a Saturday. We collected our audio guides and we were good to go. The first part of the fort was the Diwani arm, or place where king gave darshan to his people, and to its east was the Ganesh pole, which led us to the most beautiful part of the fort, which was the Diwani Khas. The Diwani Khas was really special, and it was thronging with people, and it had a beautiful rose garden in front of it. And up close, like you can see, it had beautiful mirror work all over it. It is said to be the envy of many Mughal kings who tried to replicate it in their architecture. Above the Diwani house was the summer palace. It had a lot of rooms for the women, again very beautifully decorated with the mirror work, inspired by the peacock motif, like you can see. Each room was a piece of marble and was just a sight to behold. Also were there the latticed windows through which the women could look into the Diwani arm and follow the proceedings. As I strolled through the entire summer palace and looked at the beautiful interiors, what really caught my attention were these lattice doors which were so strategically located inside the palace. Here you can see a small view of the entire fort and the ramp which led to this palace. It was a great day with wondrous views. There you can see the Rajgarh fort, through which we first looked upon the Amer fort. It was true Rajputana splendor for day 3.